and welcome to another episode of In the Studio. Today we will focus on a 6-year World Bank project currently ongoing, the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, which is intended to advance and modernize Dominica's digital economy. I am joined by the project manager, Ms. Jermaine Japierre, and Mr. Robert Tong, who is the coordinator of the digital economy with the government of Dominica. Ms. Japierre, Mr. Tong, hello and welcome to In the Studio. Let's start first by introducing yourselves to our viewers and talking a bit about your role within this project.
Good day to everyone. My name is Jermaine Japierre, and I am the project manager for the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, which is a World Bank funded project. I've been in the public service for over 20 years. In the field of information technology, and I've held several positions, including Director of Information, Communication, and Technology Unit. And now I am very pleased that, with all of my experience, I've been transitioned as project manager, like I said, to the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project Unit.
Mr. Tong?
So greetings everyone. My name is Robert Tong, former Minister of tourism. I consider myself to be a serial entrepreneur. I've been into business all of my life, maybe even before I could walk, and that was forced upon me. But it's something that I love. I love to manage businesses based on using data. And basically the digital economy is really all about using the internet and using data to improve on all aspects of our lives, from a business standpoint, from our personal life standpoint in terms of accessing government services. So the whole issue is that I'm the coordinator, and my role is to help make sure that we're able to move Dominica, and by extension our Dominicans, to use these technologies to improve on our lives, the efficiency of services, the need to do ease of doing business, and at the same time to ensure that our people can also capitalize on these opportunities and earn an income or increase their income.
Ms. Japierre, when we hear the word digital nowadays, we have a pretty good idea where this is leading to, but within the specific context of this project, bring us up to date on what it is about. What is the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project?
Okay, so the government, recognizing the need to have a digital economy or to improve the digital economy in Dominica, decided to sign on to this $28 million World Bank project. And the project really is intended to create or to provide avenues that will solve some of the bottlenecks and that we have as it relates to ICTs and improving our economy, and to foster and create opportunities for not just government, but individuals and business places to be able to take advantage of, again, using ICTs to improve the service that they deliver, the product that they want to put out there. And so the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, there are 3 components to it, and later we will discuss the components. But really, like I said, it's empowering people, giving them the skills that they need, and providing, the broadband internet access that is needed to improve our digital economy.
Of course, Mr. Tong, Ms. Japierre just provided some insight as to the benefits of the project, but I know it's something that you're passionate about, this marriage between digital and the economy. What is your view on how such a project can benefit not only Dominica, but the region?
Well, whatever benefits us is going to benefit the region. Hopefully, whatever benefits the region. So it's a regional approach. It's more than one island. I'm doing that. But the digital economy is really about using technology to improve, from a business standpoint, to improve our business in terms of our marketing, in terms of having data that you can analyze to know who to target, with specific markets you want to target, how people feel about your business, your products, your services, and it allows you to get timely information so that you can make the necessary changes. Back in the day, someone would do their accounts and they would have an accountant come in and they would wait till the end of the year. But by the time the end of the year has reached, your business has Kool-Aid and you're trying to figure out why. In this day and age, you can have a QuickBooks online account and you can have information at your fingertips on a day-to-day basis, on a second-to-second business. You can have the system send you reports on a regular basis to know who owes you, who doesn't owe you, who you owe. So that's just one aspect of it, but very important is the government aspect. We also have to interact with the government for many things. So you want your driver's license, you want to renew your passport, but just imagine in this day and age, it takes quite a bit of time. So it also has an impact on businesses because someone has to spend the entire day. But what we're doing is making sure that we can improve the efficiencies also of government's business, that you could be able to go online, send in your information, make your payments online, receive your documents online, and those documents are authentic. So just imagine you could do all of that in a space of 30 minutes as opposed to having to pay a bus, come to Roseau, do all of these things. Even down to social services, the way we want to move forward is that someone would not have to come to town, spend $20 to take a bus, $20 to go back, fill out an application form. Imagine that in the future you could fill out those forms online. It can be authenticated, and even down to payments. You have the launching of the mobile wallets very soon, that the payments from these organizations could be sent directly back to your phone, and then you could use your phone and go to the respective shops and actually pay for your items. So you can well imagine it will make life a lot easier, and then you could spend your time to do the other things that are more important, especially family time.
Of course. And Ms. Jean-Pierre, since the end of 2018, the government of Dominica has placed much emphasis on developing a digital economy here to do all of the things that Mr. Tong speaks about. I imagine that this particular project falls right in line with that.
Definitely. I mean, one of the things that we really want to cater to is providing that ease of doing business, not just with government, in Dominica as a whole. So we have been working on improving our doing business ranking, and the last time we placed 6th. And so if the more services that we can offer online, that provides an opportunity for us to climb in the ranking as well. And this is good for investment opportunities because, as an investor, you would want to know that, the services are available for you. Everybody is moving online. And I mean, COVID has actually forced a lot of us to go online. And so this project actually will be creating a lot of the platforms that will be needed for government and for business places to be able to offer services online, So the opportunities are endless with this project.
Sure. So as I don't want to say that we're all aware, because that is something that we guess we have to do a bit better is in terms of our communication. But the government did articulate its vision and did identify the digital economy as one of the key building blocks to create a dynamic Dominica, with increased productivity, efficiency, and as Jermaine said, the ease of doing business using modern technologies. Obviously, one has to have a proper infrastructure to do that. And I dare say that the government has planned this out properly. And that is why they actually created this implementation project management unit to ensure that we are a bit even more efficient in terms of the implementation of these programs. So one of the first ones which came about as a result of Tropical Storm Erica and also Hurricane Maria was to be more resilient, right? And the government has put down the infrastructure the government has put that down with a project with Digital, whereby most, if not all of our major buildings, government buildings, have internet connectivity or network connectivity underground via cable. In the event that goes down, you also have microwave, which can send signals from one building to the other. And in the worst case scenario, you also have satellite connectivity. So that way, at least from a government system, our systems will be up and ready within a very short period of time. But now that you have the infrastructure, now comes the part where you have to change legislation to make sure that you're ready to educate the people. And I think that's one of the key components is to make sure that our people are ready. From a private sector standpoint and some of the individuals, they are relatively ready, but from our government system, we also have to make sure that all our people are ready and be ready to embrace the technology to ensure we can provide the services very easily.
I'm hearing from you, Mr. Tong, that you are about ready, or at least you're thinking of upping your public outreach and education where all of this is concerned.
Well, that's why we're here. That's one of the reasons that we're here. And I guess Jimmy will speak about this month in terms of some of the things that we have planned.
This month, we have actually dedicated this month to sort of, we dubbed it Digital Economy Month, knowing all about the digital economy. And one of the activities that we have is a roadshow. This will be on June 10th at the Portsmouth Fisheries Complex. And we have invited other providers and business places to be part of it as well. Because this is, government cannot do the digital economy alone. And so we definitely need to partner with other stakeholders in ensuring that we grow that digital economy. So we have your service providers. We're speaking digital, online, internet, bandwidth. That's a must. And so they're going to be there as well to sort of tell people what it is that they can offer to them. And then we have invited the banking industry as well to be part of that roadshow. So, as much as we can educate people about the digital economy, because it's not a new buzz term, but it is something that, we sort of look at it like once you have internet, you have the digital economy, and it's more than that. And so this is our goal for this month, to go out there and educate people, give them all the information that they need to get on board. And so, like I said, we have the roadshow and we have other activities that we will inform the public about.
Just to add a little piece, knowledge is power. If you sit in a cocoon and you don't expose yourself, you're not going to be educated. So it's important for us to be in a mindset that we're willing to receive information, and we will do our best to push that information forward. But even now as we speak, we have locals who are doing a fantastic job in terms of educating Dominicans. So if you go on Facebook, look for a group called Check We. So Check We is a group of local Dominicans who are almost every 2 or 3 days, they're pushing out content in terms of the digital economy, payment systems, websites, marketing. So those of us who are, especially those of us who are into business, need to listen to these programs, even individuals in terms of training, because many of our Dominicans have amazing skills, but then you can learn how to capitalize on those skills and even sell those skills, not sell, but offer those skills online. So we now will be launching the second cohort of Work Online Dominica, which is funded by the UNDP, Israel Aid, and the government of Dominica. We also bring on board the Dominica State College, because obviously this is a program we see that we can move forward. So you have individuals, all of us inside of here, and those persons who are going to be listening, have certain skills that they can offer. So you had over 55 Dominicans who graduated from that program and who were able to sell those skills online to companies out of Dominica. So imagine someone pays $10 per hour. You might be getting $10 US per hour. Whereas you can do that same work in Dominica, get paid, and still offer those services out of Dominica and get paid. So actually on the 4th, which is this Friday, we'll be officially launching the second cohort of that program. And we expect persons with love persons to sign on and use that opportunity to increase their revenue. And also the program that we have on the 10th, to also listen in. Hopefully it should be live all throughout the day. It's another opportunity for you to educate yourself and to learn about the whole issue of the digital economy, and especially the training component. Will be a huge component in that. We really want persons to take part and parcel of that, so that when these opportunities come, you're not going to be wondering how come that passed you by, but you were part and parcel of it.
Yeah, wonderful. Ms. Jean-Pierre, let's talk a little bit more about the project. There are various components. Component 1 is digital enabling environment, creating that enabling environment. Talk to us a little bit more about what that means.
Okay, so under the digital enabling environment, what we're seeking to do really is to create the infrastructure for governments, individuals, and business places to be able to operate. And one of the major activity there is we will be having a CERT, or we'll be establishing a CERT, and that's a computer emergency response team in Dominica. And I mentioned this one because, you know, every time you say online, you know, some people get that phobia of, okay, not me, somebody's gonna steal my credit card information. And we have to respect that because it is what it is. There are individuals out there who are just, you know, sitting there waiting for somebody to give them that opportunity to steal their, you know, their personal information.
Yeah.
And so that is necessary for us to be able to respond in a timely manner to any cybersecurity, to any cyber attack or any cyber threat. And having, you know, me personally, having spent 2 years doing research on cybersecurity, it can be a scary world out there. However, we just need to put things in place to ensure that we can protect people as much as possible. So this is a major component under the digital enabling environment, ensuring that we keep not just individuals, government, but business places safe.
The digital government infrastructure platforms and services, how will this element assist us with our thrust to improve service delivery to the public?
Yeah, this one is really focusing on government and the services that we will be providing. And so one of the things that we will be looking at is ensuring that every citizen has a unique identifier, and this will happen under this component. You know that, so again, because we're saying online, you know, unless you are not physically in front of somebody so they can verify that you are indeed Jermaine Charpier, you know, Dion Dura Smith. And so we have to create that unique way of being able to identify somebody online. And so under this component, we will establish the unique identifier. It's something that, you know, that would have been around in the past, but it's definitely coming back. And also, we are looking to have our National Health Management Information System.
Okay.
We recently opened 5 new health and wellness centers with more to come. We're also going to, I think at the end of the month, open a new Marigot Hospital. We're working on the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. And again, with all of these modern health centers, hospitals, we must have an information system in place to be able to create that efficient and effective service, you know, which is ultimately the goal. And so, you know, if I'm living in Jimmet and, you know, God forbid I go to the Maho Health Center, once I get to there and I provide my information, if I have to be transferred to the China Friendship, there's no need for them to ask me my age, date of birth, all that information again. So, you know, so that is the level of efficiency that component 2 will be providing. And there are some other activities, you know, we started our e-payment gateway, and that is going well, and we're looking to include other major services to that. So customs, you know, inland revenue, all of those will be integrated into the e-payment under this component. And other, you know, government service platforms will see improvement as well.
Component 3 speaks to skills and technology adoption, which is really getting the workforce ready with digital skills. Mr. Tong, I just know this is your area. So I figure you want to talk to us again about component 3 and how all of that fits into this specific project, the Caribbean Transformation Project.
I wouldn't say it is my. I wouldn't say it's my thing,
project.
but I just think I'm very passionate about this. But more importantly, one of the things that this program also includes is to ensure that Dominica has a digital strategy. And the digital strategy will guide us, and policy and framework in terms of how we plan to move forward, what is most important in moving forward and stuff like that. So you have many organizations who come to help us, but then sometimes they come with their own ideas or particular things. But just imagine if we had our own strategy, we could say, hey, you want to come in, you fund this one, you fund that one. It would help us with our ultimate goal. So we've actually started the process for interviewing the various stakeholders to ensure that we can get information in terms of them, in terms of our whole, how do we move forward with our digital strategy. And it is very clear that component free is extremely important in terms of moving forward. We have to ensure that our people are informed. They need to know how to use the systems, and especially from a government system or even individuals in general, people tend to shy away from change. Or they move to the easier thing, which is what they were accustomed of doing, because they're not really sure how to use it. So we've realized that the training component is going to be very critical. It maybe has to go a little bit further, where we actually hold people's hands, have a training, a revised training center where staff and individuals can come in, and you have teams of people who will be able to provide these services. And again, that is where opportunity comes in. So if I'm someone who knows how to manipulate a phone properly, or to use Excel, or to use Word, these are all opportunities where you can come and train people. People always ask me how to do this, how to do that. I tell them, ask Google, because the information is there. But some people need someone to actually show them how to do that. And this is a major component of the project, because we've realized, and based on the research that we've done, that training is key. Some of it has been started already, like I said, the Work Online program, but the key part of this would be to make sure that everybody knows about this, and we can also show them how to use it. Even in the interviews that we were doing with the stakeholders, in terms of the strategy, sometimes we take a lot of things for granted. You assume everybody knows how to use a phone, but if you think deep, not everybody knows how to use a phone. Most people get a phone and they just use the simple features. They use how to call, maybe a text, and now because of the whole COVID thing, everybody's using
Zoom.
Not just Zoom alone, but even WhatsApp. I remember my mom used to always make noise with me, Robbie, you're always on the phone. But now after COVID, she's on the phone more than me, because she's talking to her uncle, her all the friends that she had from a long time ago. So we have to ensure that we train our people, we educate them, so that when we are ready to switch over to these technologies, they are more than comfortable to use them.
Amijape, any other elements of the project that we've not touched on?
No, I think we have covered all. Well, no, sorry. Because we're moving to the digital economy, so we're moving paper to online. One of the things that we have to ensure is that we have the legislation in place to support that.
Okay.
And so this project, we're actually bringing on board a legal firm that is going to review all the legislations, that pertains to e-government. So we have moved from e-government to digital. So we have to ensure that it takes into consideration the whole digital economy. So that is critical, especially with the major, the cybersecurity team that we're putting in place, our health management into information system, because data and privacy, it's a major issue for, operating online. And so we have to ensure that we're protecting ourselves, as individuals and as a government to provide a service, as a business to provide a service. So that is definitely happening, where we're reviewing and updating the legislation.
Yeah, so one of the things that we've done is to also ensure that a lot of the bottlenecks that we had in the past, that we had to make sure that we were able to cover them. So even like what Jermaine just said, the whole issue of the legal team, firm, and also we have to take into mind the manpower of existing departments. So yes, we have a legal team who do an excellent job, but at the same time, they have so much work to do that if you want, this is a project with a time frame. We have to, the great thing is that the funding is there, it's a loan, so at some point we have to repay it back. So we have to ensure that we achieve those milestones within that period of time, which is extremely important. These firms that come in, they will be working very closely with the respective departments to achieve that goal. So it's not a matter that they're going to just do their own thing and shove it down our throats. We will be advising them based on that with the interaction with the respective departments. I think the same thing applies to the technical team. You could maybe speak on that also.
Yeah, and you know, and for the whole knowledge transfer as well, because you know, we speak about ensuring that there's continuation after the project, because it's not just, you know, you implement the project, you implement the activities, and then you leave. There has to be continuation, and so we have been focusing strongly on ensuring that there's knowledge transfer from whatever technical team that is on board to, you know, whether it's the lawyers within government, private sector, public sector, but everybody will be able to benefit from that whole knowledge transfer.
I want to ask you a non-specific question. Often we have these high-value projects that are implemented, and the public is not generally informed of the actual success rate of this project. So, for example, with the Agricultural Livelihoods Project, we were kept abreast of the successes. That was well done. With this project, what are some of the milestones, and you use this word, Mr. Tong, that we can generally look forward to over the next 6 years? At the end of 6 years, we can be confident that this has worked and this has resulted in an enhancement of the digital economy in Dominica.
So that is part of the policy and framework that we're actually doing right now. It will, once we're complete, it will actually have these milestones. So how do we measure it? But in a nutshell, think of it this way. Like I was trying to explain earlier, I want to give you a typical example. When COVID just started, you had to pay for your COVID tests. Now you would have had to find someone to go to the health center, pick up the form, go somewhere else to make the payment, and then come back and move forward. That would have been onerous in a certain extent. It would have taken a lot of time, whereas now I can go online and pay for it and have my receipt in a matter of seconds. It also means not only I can do it here, if I don't have funds for some reason, my family in wherever could actually do that same payment on my behalf. So the major piece of this is the ease of doing business, the ability to increase productivity in terms of our time that is spent. Imagine how many staff members have to leave your organization to go and do something. Imagine how many people have to go, even right now, we still do it, although the features are available, that you want on payday, how many people have to go somewhere and go and change their check. Just imagine that now your employer would just send the money straight to your wallet as a matter of seconds. You know, so all of that will help in terms of the improving time. Jimin mentioned the whole issue of cybersecurity. That is critical. I know companies here who have had cyber attacks, ransomware attacks, where they take control of your computer. This will help to spot these issues even in advance and alert you as to, hey, let us try to fix this together with you. So just imagine you're a company and you have to, you're ready to do your audit. Your information, your computer has been hacked and taken control of. You now have to go back and enter 2 months worth of data. You can really imagine the challenge that it has. Even for me, a week ago, my laptop died on me. Most times in the past, we would have screamed, we would have prayed to God that it would have started back. But guess what? I didn't worry because all of my information is in the cloud. I have access to that information from any system. And then at the same time too, the program is going to help to train people, which means that they can now earn additional revenue. Many times people get scared that technology is going to get rid of so many jobs, but I don't feel that is true. I feel it's going to open up the opportunity to many other jobs that we can sell those services online. Look at Clay Harbor. Clay Harbor is a critical and a typical example, whereas when we thought they would have had to close for COVID, they were able to transition to have over 400 staff working from their homes. Now, that, for me as an entrepreneur, that opens up a light. How many more services can we offer to companies out of Dominica. Coming out of the Work Online program, I know one of the ladies who said she was offering her services. She did it so well, the company asked her, hey, can you recruit other people? She has had that process. So the opportunities are there, and we will note them properly. But as we move along, as you talked about communication, we will definitely be doing our best to communicate what we're doing, how we're moving along, so that the public is aware, and more importantly, especially for the training opportunities, that they'll be part and parcel of that.
Certainly, I think communication is key, Ms. Jean-Pierre.
Definitely, and we will be using opportunities like this, you know, to communicate the milestones and the achievements of the project. You know, social media is a big thing now, and so we do have a website and we do have a Facebook page, and we will, as much as possible, be taking the public along with us on this digital economy journey. So it's like while we're implementing, we have to ensure that as we're going along, we take everybody with us. Because at the end of the project, we don't want to have you know, systems that the public is afraid to use. Because we're not doing it for ourselves. You know, we're trying to ensure that we put things in place to improve the services that we're offering. And we can't do it if the public is not along with us. And so we'll definitely, you know, be taking advantage of this, you know, and others to make sure that we communicate to the public. And it's a tangible thing as well, you know, so you will see that when you go to the, you know, your health center, your health wellness center, and your hospital, you're going to see that difference. You know, you realize, hey, I give my ID card, and now all of my information is there. Nobody is asking me 6 and 7 times where I live, what's my date of birth. So those tangible outputs will be seen and will be felt, you know, as we go along this whole digital economy journey.
Wonderful. I actually think this is a good point to end on, unless we don't have any closing remarks. Mr. Tong, Ms. Jean-Pierre, I would like to thank you so much for joining us as we spoke and learned a little bit more about the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project. We look forward to hosting you again as you continue to educate the Dominican public on the benefits and the specifics of this particular project. So all the best over the next few years as this promising project unfolds in Dominica. You've been tuned into In the Studio. Thank you so much for joining us.